Final Fantasy VII Remake is the best-selling game of April, but it's not the best-selling game of the year, and it's not Animal Crossing either. And Christopher Nolan's Tenet comes to Fortnite. Look forward to this and more on whatever this is. Hello, and welcome to the gaming news show, whatever this is. My name is Gary, and today is the 22nd of May, 2020, and how many stories are today? 2.5. Story number 1. Final Fantasy VII Remake was the best-selling game of April 2020, and I'm taking a lot of this information by James Batchelor at gamesindustry.biz. The Final Fantasy VII Remake also set an all-time Final Fantasy franchise launch month. Tried to say that 5 times in a row. Also, it is the biggest-selling PS4 game of this year. Now, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is not too far behind as number 2 for April, but it is both the best-selling game of the year and the best-selling game of the last 12 months. Number 3 is, of course, Animal Crossing. Now, April 2020 tracked spending across video game hardware, software, accessories, and game cards reached $1.5 billion, a 73% increase when compared to April 2019. Nintendo Switch remained the best-selling hardware platform of the month. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch increased more than 160% when compared to April 2019. Switch has also had the highest year-to-date of any platform in US history, a record that was previously held by the Wii of April 2009. Now, all of these numbers are very interesting, but one I must mention because it's very important is that Just Dance 2020 is number 11 on the list of top 20 games of April. Obviously, since people have started working out at home. But did you know that it's still coming out on the Wii? After 14 years, it's still coming out on the Wii. Now, the PS3 and Xbox 360 version stopped in Just Dance 2018, and Just Dance 2019 was when the Wii U stopped having copies. Do you want to know what the last few big releases on the Wii have been? Just Dance 2017, Just Dance 2018, Just Dance 2019, and now Just Dance 2020. So now bad motion controls continue into 2020 and possibly beyond, which is actually kind of sweet in a way. Story number 2. New trailer for Christopher Nolan movie Tenet premieres tonight on Fortnite. I'm getting this information from Matt Kim at IGN. Now, apparently the idea came from Donald Mustard, the CEO of Epic Games, and he was in a call with Christopher Nolan, and what he said was that, it's terrible that we can't just see trailers up in theaters like we could, but we could do it on a virtual big screen. What do you think, buddy? And he was like, yeah, sure, that sounds cool. So now Fortnite will be showing off Tenet. We've only had one trailer so far and very little information about the movie. It will be shown at the top of every hour from tonight. I believe that's 5 p.m. PT and 8 p.m. ET, whatever that means. Now, this has happened before as recently as Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, the Episode 9 Star Wars movie, which had a premiere of a trailer on Fortnite. We've had even Quibi, the streaming service, had some shows trailering on Fortnite. We had Marshmello's concerts happening on it. We also had Travis Scott concert recently, which had 12 million people at one point. So it makes sense that people will want to use this time for trailers since they can get a lot of engagement, a lot of reach, and a lot of audience seeing this. And just in general, the idea of streaming or advertising movie trailers or just product deals or branding in general is something that is happening a lot more and more. With especially Death Stranding, Kojima's games, he usually has a brand there somewhere. Monster Energy drink, of course, is a big one. And the Norman Reedus bike show that he advertised on the shower during Death Stranding. Now, the other big thing to mention, it's not in this story, but it was also updated from other stories that this summer there will also be another Christopher Nolan movie that will be in Fortnite, a full-length movie in the non-combat mode. And it's most likely going to be Batman. I mean, my money's on Batman. Story number 2.5. There's a story by Rebekah Valentine over at gamesindustry.biz where PlatinumGames founders are just saying that they're not going to be bought by Microsoft. But the reason why I mentioned this story is because it's just a really nice story, and this is more of a recommended reading than anything else, because there's parts where Hideki Kamiya is just mentioning how his first time directing a game was on Resident Evil 2, and how playing Resident Evil 2 Remake last year kind of reminded him how technology is going to be changing. They give some insight on what they think about the next generation, or in technology and hardware in general, and how it's going to improve. It's just a nice read, and having him see like, oh, Resident Evil 2 Remake, they could do all the things that we couldn't do back then, and that's such a big change. What will the big changes of now be? So if you wanted a nice story to read, go head on over to gamesindustry.biz and check that out. Thank you very much for listening. I have been Garrett Clark, and this was whatever this is. If you have any advice or suggestions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, or if you just want to connect with me privately and not say it publicly, that's fine. You can go on over to the links down in the description and find my socials, and you can just message me there. The more you say to me, the more criticism, advice, suggestions, the better, and I can make the show more entertaining for you and for me. So until Monday, stay safe and stay aware. Goodbye.